Because the county clerk didn't post the agenda item timely, this required a special meeting. It's called a special meeting today. So on a resolution on this agenda item, it needs to be corrected. The foregoing resolution was adopted at a regular meeting. That needs to be changed to special. And I was waiting for either Mr. Hammond or Mr. Supervisor to. That's funny, you are, Mr. Supervisor. Announced that the city was not able to get their $1 million contribution to the pool, and it doesn't look like anything funding is going to happen this year. So they're kind of bracing for a long-term project into at least next year. So I guess my question is, since the city doesn't have the $1 million, are we going to hold up, because that was the discussion before, just hold up until everybody has the money and not move our money?
Sure, I can address that. And I have spoken with Mr. Hancock, the city administrator, and the executive director of the Joint Powers Authority. It's our joint analysis that the best way to approach that is through an amendment to the Joint Powers Authority agreement, which currently specifies that each entity will contribute $200,000 a year for 15 years. And we think that should be amended to show the new plan, which is $200,000 a year through 15, 16, each entity contributing $1.1 million, plus another amount that between 70 and 90,000 we haven't arrived at. But I guess the short answer to the question is that it's my intention to make the recommendation that our contributions be contingent on city contributions and likely.
Well, I know that was a discussion.
If I could add, Mr. Chairman, I'm not sure where Ms. Benson's information is from. Obviously, she's well connected in a lot of areas, and but the report that was given to the JPA board last week at its meeting was that the city was in the process of arranging their financing. So this idea that they weren't going to get there, that must be something that's happened in the last few days, because as of last Tuesday, that wasn't the report given, and it was something that was going to happen probably around the first part of August based on their schedule. And JPA did have a discussion and requested that on our next agenda there be an agenda item from that board adopting an action that would go back to the city council and to this board, recommending that the JPA be amended to reflect this change in the financing arrangement to reduce what would be that annual amount based on the contributions made by the two agencies for construction. And that all would coincide and come together sometime in the latter part of July or the first part of August. So as a condition for depositing the money and beginning to do that would allow for all that to fall into place. So that's contrary to what she just represented at the podium, but obviously her information sources, obviously are different than the rest of us.
I'm sorry you didn't understand my question. You did answer my question. The grant, it was announced at the JPA that the grant did not go through for the money they needed. And maybe that's not what you want people to hear, but that's exactly what happened. And thank you very much for confirming that we're going to hold off until there is an action.
Well, that was Mr. Chairman, that was always the intent, that the contribution would be made in a simultaneous action. So I'm not sure where Ms. Spencer comes up with that, but I would have to say that I think her T-shirt is a little bit outdated, because I think you hate more than just Tuesdays.
No, just you.
Well, it's outdated because it doesn't say that you hate Mr.
You have a Sharpie, I'll put it on there.
For clarification, it's my understanding that the city is not looking to grant for their $1.1 million.
The grant they did not get is not the money they're going to use.
Right. They're looking at borrowing.
That grant was a separate application.
The grant and the money that the city was gonna put in are separate issues.
And this is all news to me.